Next, let's sew up this yellow horn. First, find this corner. Pin the horn onto the corner. We will sew up the horn on this line where the purple yarn and white yarn intersect. After sewing up, hide the yarn at the back. Tie a knot. Next, sew up the unicorn's ear. Let's take a closer look. We can see that there is a row of horizontal Y loops. Here is also a row of horizontal loop. Here is another row. The lower part of the unicorn's ear should not be lower than row 3. Don't place the ear lower than this row. Place the ear on this corner. Its ear is not upright. It is slightly oblique. After determining the location, pin the ear. After pinning the ear, pass the needle through the middle of row 2 to 3. Adjust the ear. Make it oblique. Sew 2 stitches from here so that it could be fixed. After sewing up the ear, hide the yarn tail at the back. Tie a knot. The unicorn's ear is sewed up. Next, let's sew up the unicorn's hairs. We can sew these different colors up in the order of the colors of the rainbow. Sew the red color hair on the top. Sew the green color hair at the bottom. We can determine the position of different colors of hairs in advance. Place the green color hair in the bottom, and then the purple color. You can also do it according to your own preferences. You can put the blue hair next. We should wrap the hair at the top around the ear. Sew it up around the ear. The hairs are pinned. After sewing, straighten out these hairs. Pay attention. While sewing, don't sew the hairs too close to this side. The green hair could be sewn slightly towards this side. Don't sew the hairs above too close to this side, because we are going to glue the rouge in the middle. And we are going to embroider the eye here. If we sew the hairs too close to this side, there will be no place to glue the rouge. Next, let's sew up the red color hair. Place it above the ear, sew it up around the ear. After finding the right position, pass these two young tails through. Leave the short young tail at the side. Use the longer young tail for sewing. After sewing up the first strand of hair, fix the two young tails at the back. Tie a knot with the two young tails. Tie two more knots. The first strand of hair is done. Next, the second strand of hair. The second strand of hair will be sewn right beneath the ear. Sew it around the lower part of the ear like this. Sew more of the hair on this side. Sew less of the hair on this side. After finding the right position, pass the 2 yarn tails through the fabric. Pass this yarn tail through as well. Take out the longer yarn tail to sew. Leave the short yarn tail aside. After sewing up, tie a knot with the yarn tails at the back. Tie a knot. Tighten the knot. Tie 2 more knots. The second strand of hair is sewn up. Next, the third strand of hair. Place it right below the second strand of hair. Space a few stitches. After finding the right position, pass the 2 yarn tails through. Then fix the 2 yarn tails. Tighten it. Next, the fourth strand of hair. After sewing up, fix the 2 yarn tails at the back. The fourth strand of hair is sewn up. Continue. Tie a knot with the 2 yarn tails. Use the same method to sew up the remaining 2 colors of hairs. 7 colors of hairs are sewn up. Next, straighten the hairs. The hairs are sewn up. Next, let's embroider the unicorn's eye. This black curve is sewn with 3-ply yarn. This is 3-ply yarn. Now let's determine the position of this curved yarn. First, pass the 3-ply yarn through the sewing needle. We can see that there are horizontal loops on this white row. This is row 1. This is row 2. This is row 3. This is row 4. Pin here on row 4. This is the first white loop of row 4. Next, count 9 loops from this loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Place a pin between the 9th and the 10th loops. This is where we insert the needle. Next, let's determine this point's position. This is row 4. Continue to count. This is row 5. This is row 6. This is row 7. Place a pin on row 7. These 2 pins are on the same line. Next, count 9 loops from the right to the left of row 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Find the 9th loop. Move the needle half a stitch up, insert the needle into it. 2 points are settled. We can remove this pin. We will insert the needle into these 2 positions. Take out 3-ply yarn. Fix the yarn at the back. Tie a knot. After fixing the yarn, pass the needle through this pinned loop. Bring the yarn over. Pass the yarn through this position. This yarn is curved. Don't let the yarn be too fixed at the back. Slightly fix it, so that we could adjust its tightness and the curve later. Pass the needle twice to fix the yarn a little bit. The yarn is not totally fixed, so we can adjust it and make a curve. Take out 1 ply black yarn to sew its eyelash. Fix the 1 ply yarn at the back. After fixing the yarn, pass the needle from the back to the front. The eyelash's position is not settled, so you can try a few more times until beautiful eyelash is embroidered. While sewing, you can move the black yarn to adjust the arc. After embroidering the eyelash, hide the yarn tail at the back. Tighten the yarn. The 3-ply yarn is fixed. If the yarn is loose, you can pull the yarn, and the yarn will be tightened. The eyelash is done. While sewing the eye, you can pick the suitable position as you like. You can redo it if you find your sewing not delightful. You can try a few times. Next, take out the rouge and the ball. Glue them on the fabric. This is the front side. This is the back side. Press it. Next, hook the stick above the fabric. Take out the purple yarn. Insert a hook into the first stitch. Keep a length of yarn tail. Pinch the yarn at the back. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn out of the stitch. Work a chain to fix the yarn. Next, work a single crochet in every stitch. Wrap the stick while working single crochets. Let's start working single crochets. Insert a hook into the first stitch. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through the stitch. There are 2 loops on the hook. Stretch these 2 loops. Place the stick on the loops. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through the 2 loops. The first single crochet is done. Next, the second single crochet. Insert a hook into the next stitch. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through the stitch. There are 2 loops on the hook. Stretch the 2 loops. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through these 2 loops. The second single crochet. Next, the third single crochet. Insert a hook into the next stitch. The entire stitch. We can change our way to hold the hook while crocheting. Pinch the fabric, it will be easier to crochet. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through the stitch. Stretch the loop. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through these 2 loops. 1 single crochet is done again. Insert a hook into the next stitch. Continue to work single crochet. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through the stitch. Wrap the stick. Stretch the loop. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through the 2 loops. Another single crochet is done. Insert the hook into the next stitch. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through the stitch. Continue to stretch the loop. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through the 2 loops. Insert the hook into the next stitch. Pull the yarn through the stitch. Stretch the loop. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through the 2 loops. 1 single crochet is done again. Insert the hook into the next stitch. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through the stitch. Stretch the loop. Continue to work single crochets in every stitch. Don't forget to stretch the loop. Continue to work single crochets in every stitch. While crocheting, move the stick to the middle. Continue to work single crochets to wrap the stick. Stretch the loop. Insert the hook into the next stitch. Stretch the loop. We've finished crocheting single crochets. Don't cut the yarn, work 55 chains as the lanyard. The first chain, the second chain, the third chain, the fourth chain, the fifth chain. 55 chains are done. Turn the tapestry over. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Yarn around hook, pull the yarn through the stitch. There are 2 loops on the hook. Pull the first loop through the second loop. Stretch the loop. Cut the yarn. Pull the yarn tail out. Tie a knot with the 2 yarn tails. Hide the 2 yarn tails at the back. The lanyard and the stick are done. Next, let's make the tassels. To make the tassels, find out 7 colors except purple. Cut 6 pieces 22 cm of yarn for each color. Here are 6 pieces. Here are also 6 pieces. Cut 58 pieces of 22 cm purple yarn. Crochet the yarn onto the half loop at the bottom of the fabric. We can place the color in the order of the colors of the rainbow. Start crocheting from the left to the right. Crochet 1 color tassel every 3 stitches. Hook 2 pieces of yarn into the same stitch every time. Crochet from the left to the right. Take out the red yarn. Take out 2 red yarns. Fold them. Insert a hook into the first half loop. Then hook the 2 yarns out of the half loop. Next, hook the 4 yarns. Pull the 4 yarns through the loop on the hook. Tighten the loop. Let me show you again. Take out 2 yarns. Fold the yarns. Insert the hook into the next half loop. Pull 2 yarns through the half loop. Stretch the loop. Pull the yarn over. Tighten the yarn. There are still 2 yarns. Fold the yarns. Insert a hook into the third half loop. Pull the yarn through the half loop. Hook the yarn over. Adjust it. The first color tassel is done. Next, take out the second color yarn. Take out 2 yarns. Fold the yarns. Insert a hook into the next stitch. That's the 4th half loop. Don't skip any stitch. Take out the 3rd color yarn. Insert a hook into the next half loop. Don't skip any stitch. Seven colors of tassels are done. Next, make the purple tassels. Crochet all these tassels on the half loops. Insert a hook into the next half loop. Don't skip any stitch. Don't insert the hook into the last half loop. Hook the 2 yarns over. After making the tassel, straighten them up. Next, trim the tassels to make it tidier. If you find the tassel is long, trim it. The tapestry painting unicorn is done.